Number one is the arising together with citta. When they arise, this is the mental state, mental factors. When they arise, arise together with citta. Number two is the perishing together with citta. When they perish, disappear, just disappear together, perish together with citta. And three, having the same object with citta. If the citta, our mind, gets some object, let's now all of you just listen to me. This sound object. This sound object. And this cetasika, this the mental factor also, associated with the mind, just observe. Just get this the same object, sound object too, all the time. That's why we call having the same object with citta. And number four, having common base with citta. Common base, we have bases, eye base, ear base, nose base, tongue base, body base, and mind. So, if consciousness, the I consciousness arises based on I base, at the time, some kind of the mental factor also, based on the I basis and arise. That's why all cetasika have four characteristics, arising together with citta, perishing together with citta, and having the same object with citta and having common base with citta. There are 52 cetasika recognized in Abhidhamma. So 52, it's not, maybe some of this term, we already know that. This faith, this the wisdom, this the attachment, this the delusion, this doubt, this we call the cetasika, mental factors. So even that the number is so much, you don't have to worry about that. Very easy. We already know half, I think. Because it's a loving kindness. It's one kind of the mental state, mental factors. It's the attachment or craving or it's the anger. See, all we already know that it's the one kind of just the mental factors. And rupa, matter. Matter also is the one kind of ultimate truth, what we are going to learn. Rupa, matter. That which changes when coming into contact with adverse conditions, such as cold, heat, or some animals will bite you, by accident, and so on. It's contact with all this kind of thing. This the rupa, this matter will be changed. That's why we call it rupa or matter. A change here is meant obvious or discernible change. Like when you go to the outside, when you feel the degree is the 115, you go outside, you come back inside. How come your face change color? The colors will change. And you feel cold, color will change. And when you feel hungry, your face, the color will change. With the animal, if they bite you, or you have some accident, any part of your body, maybe become a swelling or becomes the change color from normal color to white or to red to blue or to black. This change, this very obvious, this is called rupa matter. But the mind also change all the time, but it's not obvious. Right? It's not obvious. And It exists in living being and outside things. In your body, in living being, our human being, yes, our body we call matter. It exists in our body too. Outside things, every outside, all over the world, this paper, this microphone, this pen, these glasses, all is matter, rupa. All over the world, your clothes, this table, this monastery, your car, everything is rupa. Yes, rupa. That's what the Buddha said. Sabbe sankhara anicca. Maybe you know that. All conditioned things is the mind. Matter, all the conditioning is impermanent. See? Nothing lasts long. And it's no ability to cognize. This the rupa, this matter, they don't have ability to know anything. Who knows that? Your mind knows that. Your body cannot know. Cannot know anything. Just when it's the contact with adverse conditions, there's the change. They cannot, no ability to cognize anything, any object.
Can rupa exist without chitta?
Pardon?
Can rupa exist without chitta?
Yes. Yes, the no chitta for our human beings we have. Only living. Only living. Not only rupa, you mean rupa, right? Stay in our living being and outside things we can call rupa. There are 28 kinds of matter or material property recognized in Abhidhamma. This the four great essential also is this one kind of material properties. And this 28 kind of matter also we have to learn later, try to memorize, After you understand the consciousness, this mental state, mental factors, and matter, 28 kind of matters, very easy to, going on. Very easy. If you cannot memorize what is the consciousness, or what's the 89 type of consciousness, what is the mental 22 mental factors, what is 28 type of matter, if you don't understand that, very hard for you to go ahead. If you can memorize that, don't worry. No, don't worry. What I'm talking about, you understand everything. Every chapter you understand that. And number 4 is the Nibbana. Nibbana is the one kind of ultimate truth. It's sometimes the bonum of Buddhism. We try to do everything, the meritorious deed by physical action, or verbal action and mental action. For what? For Nibbana, according to the, or the Buddhists. Because we want Nibbana. What does Nibbana mean here? Extension of desire. The extension of desire, ill will, and delusion. If you still, have desires, wants, some sensuous object, it's not Nibbana, Nibbana is extension of no desire, no ill will, anger, aversion, no delusion, no ignorance. It's like health or peace. When you become sick, you feel suffer, you hurt. After you recover, We have good health, and then you feel peace. All your suffering is gone. The same, When we gain enlightenment, Nibbana has no desires, evil, evil and delusion. Your mind, this supreme peace, supreme bliss, and liberation or freedom from suffering. The suffering, especially mentally, suffering, no suffering. If you're talking about suffering, there are many kinds of suffering. Let's talk this about suffering later on. Just here, just know is the liberation or freedom from suffering is the Nibbana. No suffering, no rebirth again, no decay, no disease, no death, no sorrow, no lamentation, no agony, mentally, physically, suffering is nothing. It's unconditioned. Our mind and matter, our matter have cause because of our karma, the good karma, evil karma, or because of this mind, because of temperature, because of nutriment, just the mind and matters that arise. But Nibbana is the unconditioned. And it cannot be adequately described in everyday terms. It's got uncomparable, Nibbana, or like this, like that. We cannot take examples, directly. This cannot be adequately described in everyday term. When we practice meditation, we can guess that. When you sit meditation for 1 hour, your mind should not wander anymore. Just one pointedness, so one object, stay on one object, and then no desires, no evil, no delusion at a time. Your mind is, tranquil, and you feel peace inside. If you feel peace, that's peace. What you are feel, this peace, you can explain to someone else how I feel, except the meditator who are experienced like us will be understand what we're talking about. But it's not Nibbana yet. Even it's not Nibbana, we cannot explain to someone to understand how we feel. What kind of peace we experience. So it's Nibbana is the, you cannot describe it in every term, uncomparable. And the Four Noble Truths, this may all of you know that Four Noble Truths and Ultimate Truth. Here, the Four Noble Truths is the Noble Truth of suffering, the Noble Truth of the origin of suffering, the Noble Truth of the cessation of suffering, the Noble Truth of the way leading to cessation of suffering. This is called the Four Noble Truths, what the Buddha taught, But here's the ultimate truth. Is what ultimate truth? Four, right? Four ultimate truth. 1, Citta, consciousness. 2, Cetasika, mental factors. 3, Rupa, matter. 4, Nibbana, right? This is because the four ultimate truth. So, the noble truth of suffering, mundane citta, this is called mundane citta, supra-mundane citta. We'll study later, Cetasika and Rupa, all these things is the belong to the noble truth of suffering. But the supramundane citta are outside of Four Noble Truth. It not belongs to any is the Noble Truth. The activities which is concerned about this 1 and 2, suffering and at the cost of suffering. So the craving is the one kind of mental factors, is the origin of suffering or the cause of suffering. 3 is the noble truth of cessation of suffering, nibbana. When we gain nibbana, gain enlightenment, is that we receive cessation of suffering. No suffering anymore. Because we would like to, we want to escape from this suffering, and then we try to do meritorious deed, make a wish for nibbana, for liberation. We try to practice meditation because we want to resist the cessation of suffering, nibbana. 4 is the noble truth of the way leading to cessation of suffering. It's the noble eightfold path, which consists of 8 mental factors. It's very important too. The noble eightfold path. The noble eightfold path. It's the one kind of mental factors. We already know it, right? The noble eightfold path. Right understanding, right? Number 1, right understanding, right thinking, or right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. That's why you don't have to worry about what the Jaitasika 52 kind of the mental factors. You already know some, right? This is very important. All the Buddha's teaching for 45 years, just briefly it consists into just the noble eightfold path. Now we will discuss it later in detail. Let us to be able to gain enlightenment, our ultimate goal, nibbana, what we need? We need to fulfill this, the noble eightfold path. Right speech, right action, right livelihood, these 3 kind of things, it consists into moral conduct. Yes, sila, moral conduct. Right? And right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration, these 3 kind of things is consists into samadhi khanda. Samadhi khanda is the tranquility or concentration. Concentration. A right understanding and right thought is 2 kind of things that consist into wisdom or panya khanda. So what we need to improve every day, just moralities, or tranquility and wisdom. It's not only in spiritual goal. For the worldly life also we need this kind of thing, three kind of things. Good conduct, morality. Without good conduct, moral conduct, you cannot gain concentration. Without strong concentration, the wisdom cannot occur. So wisdom is depend on concentration, tranquility. This concentration also based on moral conduct. That's why we try to fulfill this, complete this, three kind of things. This the noble eightfold path. That's the Buddha explained here. It's the noble truth of the way leading to the cessation of suffering. We need to understand and practice this three kind of things is very, very important. Even the worldly life, worldly affair. It's the moral conduct is the precept, precept. You already know that precept. It's not killing, not stealing, right? It's not commit sexual misconduct. It's not lies. It's not drink alcohol, drug, and so on. It's very important. So, when we have the good conduct firmly, observe these five precepts, this moral conduct, when we sit meditation, you can concentrate your minds, easily. Because your mind is pure. When you think about your precept, your moral conduct, you should not harm anyone, you is the good person, so you respect yourself, and when you sit meditation, you will get, easily to get good concentration. And when you get good concentration, and then you can fix your mind on the present moment as long term, and many, many hours, and you will see that realities, once they occur and passing away, the phenomena of your mind and your body, you know it clearly, and then you know that everything is just arising and passing away, arising and passing away. Who know that? Wisdom. Wisdom. When you know that everything is not last long, come and go away, you will not have attached to all this thing. If no attachment, no craving, how does suffering will come? No suffering. Because suffering is the cause of suffering is the craving, attachment. If no attachment is no suffering. So, at that moment, no suffering, because no attachment, no suffering, this nibbana, the cessation of suffering. But nibbana is that. It's the momentary nibbana. We call kanika nirodha, momentary nibbana. It's not permanent. So the Buddha, tried to explain this the noble truth. Whatever he thought, for 45 years, just talking about the noble truth. Let people understand their life, their self. So someone will suffer about something because of that person, because of this person, not that person, this person, because of craving, because of attachment, because of desire, and then you have suffering. That's why when we have right understanding, right view, right thought, right thinking, you can, eradicate all this attachment, desire, or ill will and delusion, and your mind become pure. That's why every Buddha, not only one Buddha, every Buddha, they teach about that. This because the heart of Buddhism, is that consists into this the noble eightfold path, as the not to do any evil. Right? Number one, not to do any evil. Second thing, to cultivate the good thing. Three, purify your own mind. It's not to do any evil, it's the concern about morality, right? Morality, moral conduct. It's the try to cultivate the good thing. It's the consists into this concentration. And purify your own minds. How can purify our own mind? We have to practice meditation, until we realize the realities is wisdom. So briefly, the heart of Buddhism is the morality, tranquility, and wisdom. Next week, I'm going to give you homework. Homework is the akusala citta, consciousness, right? Unwholesome consciousness. It's very easy. I will give the technique, how to memorize it. That's number one. Number one, somanasa sahagata dithigata sampayutta asankharika. I would like all of you to repeat this. Somanasa sahagata dithigata sampayutta asankharika. This is one kind of consciousness. Number two, somanasa sahagata dithigata sampayutta sankharika. Number three, somanasa sahagata dithigata vipayutta asankharika. Number four, somanasa sahagata dithigata vipayutta sankharika. You see, there's four consciousness. Number one is the dithigata sampayutta. Number two is the sampayutta. The last, the asankharika and sasankarika. A and sa. That's different, right? Very easy. 3 and 4 is number 1 and 2 is the dithigata sampayutta. 3 and 4 is the dithigata vipayutta. Instead of sampayutta, we put vipayutta. Asankharika, sasankarika. So, very easy. Number 5, ubekha sahagata Ditthigata Sambayutta Asankharika. Number 6, Ubekha Sahagata Ditthigata Sambayutta Sasankharika. Number 7, Ubekha Sahagata Ditthigata Vipayutta Asankharika. Number 8, Ubekha Sahagata Ditthigata Vipayutta Sasankharika. That is the unwholesome consciousness, And Dosa Mula Citta, number 2. Is the number 1 is the Domanasa Sahagata Patiga Sambayutta Asankharika. Number 2, Domanasa Sahagata Patiga Sambayutta Sasankharika. Another one is the Moha Mula Citta 2. Number 1 is Ubekha Sahagata Vichikiccha Sambayutta. Number 2 is the Ubekha Sahagata Uddhacca Sambayutta. This is the 12 kind of unwholesome consciousness. See, that's the Lobha Mula Citta, 1 to 4, just Somanasa. 5 to 8 is the Ubekha. It's very easy. Try to memorize that. And the bottom one is the meaning. Somanasa Sahagata is the mean, accompanied by pleasure. Accompanied by pleasure. Ditthigata Sambayutta is mean connected with wrong view. Asankharika is unprompted. Sasankharika is prompted. Ubekha is mean indifference. Domanasa is displeasure. Vipayutta is unconnected. Patiga is mean evil. Vichikiccha is doubt. Uddhacca, restlessness. So, try to understand the meaning. And the last page is in English, Just now is the Bali. Unwholesome consciousness have 12. Consciousness rooted in attachment. I will explain to you in detail later. Now just roughly, we read it again. With pleasure, with wrong view, unprompted, is the one consciousness, right? And with pleasure, with wrong view, prompted, this is another one's consciousness. And with pleasure, without wrong view, unprompted. Number 4, with pleasure, without wrong view, prompted. Number 5, with indifference, with wrong view, unprompted. Number 6, with difference, with wrong view, prompted. Number 7, with indifference, without wrong view, unprompted. Number 8, with indifference, without wrong view, prompted. So I will take example and I try to explain to you one by one later on, next week. And consciousness rooted in ill will, have 2 consciousness. Number 1 is with displeasure, with ill will, unprompted. Number two, with displeasure, with ill will prompted. So just realize, maybe you understand it. Without we take example, many examples. Until you understand, it's my duty. To start to explain to you, or to understand what's the mean with example. And consciousness rooted in delusion. There are two consciousness. Number one, with indifference, with doubt. Number two, with indifference, with restlessness. So all you have 12 unwholesome consciousness. So about pages, this Bali and translation in English. I would like all of you to remember. Now the time is up. May all of you fulfill with morality, tranquility, and wisdom, then attain supreme bliss in this very life. Thank you.